Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Gananaham Tva Ganapatigum Bhavamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashtrabastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatanas Chilvannudibhisida Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shruti Smruti Puranana Malayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Parjanta Vande Shri Guru Paramparam Om Shri Shankaracharya Swami Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahavirjam Karavavahai Tejaspinavati Tamastu Ma Vitvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Namaste Mahodaya. Sharada Rajan Bhagini.
Yes. Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Sarvadvarani Sanyamya Manohridi Niruddhya cha Murdhnyadhayatmanah Pranam Asthito Yoga Dharanam.
Good.
Sheila Shinde Bhagini.
ओमित्यकाक्षरं ब्रह्म व्याहरन् मामनुस्मरन् यप्रयाति त्यजन् देहं स याति परमां गतिम्.
Very important. Om iti eka aksharam. Om is a single syllabus. Okay. Om eka aksharam iti. Iti means thus. So you should chant it as Om it eka aksharam brahma.
ओमित्येकाक्षरं ब्रह्म ओमित्येकाक्षरं ब्रह्म
Yeah. Good.
व्याहरन् मामनुस्मरन् यप्रयाति त्यजन् देहं स याति परमां गतिम्.
Good.
Gurumurti Mahodaya.
Yes, sir. Ananyacheta satatam yo mam smaradi nityashah tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yoginah.
First line again, once again.
Ananyacheta satatam yo mam smaradi nityashah
Ananyacheta satatam yo mam smarati nityashah.
Ananyacheta sadatam yo mam smarati nityashah. Ananyacheta sadatam yo mam smarati nityashah. Tasyaham sulabham partha nityayuktasya yoginah.
Good.
Banu Rekha Bhagini.
नमस्ते महोदय.
Namaste.
मामुपेत्य पुनर्जन्म दुःखालयमशाश्वतम् नाप्नुवन्ति महात्मानः संसिद्धिं परमां गताः.
Good. So we'll go to the new shloka today.
Rajeshwari Shivshankar Bhagini.
Brahma bhuvana lokaha
Abrahma bhuvana lokaha. Abrahma bhuvana lokaha.
punaravartinorjuna
Punaravartinorjuna. Punaravartinorjuna.
Brahma bhuvana lokaha punaravartinorjuna.
Abrahma bhuvana lokaha पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन अब्रह्मभुवनाल्लोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन.
Good.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय
नमस्ते महोदय।
नमस्ते
मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय
पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते
पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते
मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते
मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते.
Good.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
ब्रह्मभुवनाल्लोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन
ब्रह्मभुवनाल्लोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन ब्रह्मभुवनाल्लोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन.
K Lalita Bhagini.
मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते
मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते.
Good. Next.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
First line 2 times.
ब्रह्मभुवनालोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन ब्रह्मभुवनालोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन.
Good. Next.
Kashmira Bhagini.
Second line 2 times.
मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते.
Good. Next.
Vijay Lakshmi R Bhagini.
Full shloka once.
नमस्ते महोदय.
Namaste.
ब्रह्मभुवनाल्लोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते.
Good. Next.
Lakshmi Bibi Bhagini.
ब्रह्मभुवनाल्लोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते.
Good. Next.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
नमस्ते महोदय.
Namaste.
ब्रह्मभुवनाल्लोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते.
Good. Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
ब्रह्मभुवनाल्लोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते.
Good. Next.
Sai Lakshmi Bhagini.
ब्रह्मभुवनाल्लोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते.
Good. Next.
Shanti Badri Bhagini.
Yes, sir. ब्रह्मभुवनाल्लोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते।
One more person.
वीणा फानिश्री भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
Namaste.
ब्रह्मभुवनाल्लोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते।
Good. So we go to the meaning of the shloka. Before that, the earlier shloka was the earlier shloka also Bhagavan started with Mamu Petya. This shloka also is second line, it is Mamu Petya. The first line of the earlier shloka is Mamu Petya. So earlier what he was talking about was, he was talking about the womb. He was talking about the person who is in the last minutes of leaving his body, how he is supposed to meditate and how he has got to leave this body. When they do like that, he said that they will be able to achieve the supreme location, they'll achieve the supreme, Paramam Gatim, they'll be able to achieve, that's what he said. Then he also said that if somebody is able to continuously think about me, Ananya Cheta Tatatam, Yaha Mam Sparati Nityasah, Tasyaham Sulabha Partha. So it is possible that one has to do that yogic meditation, and at the time of death, he should be able to know that he is going to die and then get all those things and then live with that Om, chant that Om, and then live with the last breath like that. He'll be able to get the Paramam Gatim. Other thing that he was telling was that you can always think about me. Ananya Cheta Satatam, Yaha Mam Smarati Nityasah, Tasyaham, for those people, Aham Sulabha. Nitya Yuktasya Yoginah, these people are continuously connected with me, that's what he said. One thing that I forgot to tell you is that in the entire Bhagavad Gita, whenever you see Mam means me, Aham is I, Me means in me. So when you look at anything, Bhagavan talks in first person about himself, entire Bhagavad Gita, it is not Krishna the charioteer talking. It is not Krishna the son of Vasudeva and Devaki talking. It is not Krishna the Dwarakisha talking. It is Bhagavan talking. Whenever he says I, whenever he says in me, mine, whenever he says first person in the entire Bhagavad Gita, you have to think that he is not talking as a person there, but he is talking as a Bhagavan. So whenever you find that, I should have told you earlier itself. Anyhow, whenever you find Mam, Aham, Me, Magi, all these things he tells, it means that he is talking in the position of Bhagavan, Ishvara, Brahman. Okay. So he said that if somebody is able to continuously think about him, which means Bhagavan, they'll be able to reach him very, very easily. Then he also said that those who have reached him will not be having Punarjanmam, Mam Upetya, those who have reached me, Punarjanmam, Punarjanmam na apnuvanti, they will not get the Punarjanma, okay, which is Dukkha Alayam. Punarjanma is what? It is a place of suffering. He says place of suffering because samsara is not continuously a kind of eternal bliss. Samsara is a mixture of Sukha and Dukkha. So he says Dukkha Alayam Ashashvatam. So when they worship me or when they reach me, they will not be once again getting born. Samsiddhim Paramam Gataha. Mahatmanaha, those wise people, they will be able to get the supreme bliss, or they'll be able to achieve the supreme. That's what he said. Now he continues. Brahma Bhuvana Lokaha. If you look at that way, Brahma Loka is talking about. If you look at our Hindu mythology, we have got different types of heavens where the Punya Atmas go. Okay. So if you look at our Sandhyavandanam, when we do Pranayama, we have one thing. Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Savaha, Om Mahaha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. We talk about 7 things. All these 7 are lokas. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Tapaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha. The one more is there in between. Om Satyam. Satyam is supposed to be Brahma Loka. So the people who are doing punya in our Hindu mythology is that they will be getting into higher planes of existence, different lokas, different kinds of things. The highest and supreme existence that is possible, supreme abode that is possible, is Brahma Loka. Satya Loka or Brahma Loka. What Bhagavan says is that even if a person is able to achieve Brahma Loka, he is able to go to that level of Brahma Loka. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Om Bhuhu, Tapaha, Janaha, Mahaha. All these 6 lokas, the highest of that heavenly thing is Brahma Loka. Even a person goes to Brahma Loka, still that particular person, after having some time exhausting his punyas, living in that kind of an abode of good place, he again has to come back. Punar Avartino Arjuna. He says that getting into heavenly abode itself is difficult. Best of heavenly abode is supposed to be Brahmaloka. Even in Brahmaloka, it is not that it is permanent. He has got to again come back. And he, because of his karmas, these karmas will be making him to be born again, and then he has to pass through samsara. Whereas Mamu Petya, the one who has reached me, Kaunteya, Punarjanmana Vidyate, for those people, there is no Punarjanma. Otherwise, even you may be able to get the best of places like Brahma Loka. Of the 7 lokas, Brahma Loka is the topmost. Even if you get that, you have to get back and then be the samsara, because you still have not understood the true self in you, the true Brahman in you, or true, that is that you and me are same, that you have not understood. There's an ignorance that is there which is preventing you from understanding that your own self is Brahman. You have to again go back. So if you are lucky, when you are in Brahma Loka, Brahma will be able to give you this knowledge, and then you will be able to cross over the samsara. Otherwise, Punar Avartyana, you have to get back to your normal samsara. There's no other go. That's what he says. So what Bhagavan says is that it is essential that if somebody wants to be realized soul, he has got to be a realized soul in this birth itself. When the body is there, when you are able to get across, when you are able to do those kinds of sadhanas and then do all those karma yoga, etc., and then realize yourself now itself, and then know that you and I are same. If you are not able to do that, maybe based on your karma, doing lot of good karmas, you may be getting into some other loka, but you may again be born. Of course, you may be born in a Suchi. Now, he has told, no, you'll be born in a good place, you'll be born in a Pandita's place, you'll be able to continue with your learning. It is all right. But you still not will be able to reach Bhagavan. You have to again come back and be born, and you have to go through the rigor of samsara and then go up in your spiritual journey. So, but that's what he says. What I'm telling is that even Brahma Loka is not short for them. Anybody living in Brahma Loka also has to come back. That's what he says. Now, he is next, please.
Bhanureka Bhagini.
Sahasrayuga-paryantam.
Sahasrayuga-paryantam. Sahasrayuga-paryantam.
Aharyad-brahmano viduhu.
Aharyad-brahmano viduhu. Aharyad-brahmano viduhu.
Sahasrayuga-paryantam. Aharyad-brahmano viduhu.
Sahasrayuga-paryantam. Aharyad-brahmano viduhu. Sahasrayuga-paryantam. Aharyad-brahmano viduhu.
Good. Next.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
Ratri-yuga-sahasrantam.
रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तं रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तं
Deho-ratra-vidho janaha.
देहोरात्रविदो जनाः देहोरात्रविदो जनाः
Ratri-yuga-sahasrantam. Deho-ratra-vidho janaha.
रात्रिं युगसहस्रान्तं रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तं देहोरात्रविदो जनाः रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तां रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तं देहोरात्रविदो जनाः
Okay, next.
श्रीलक्ष्मी भगिनी
Yes, sir.
सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः
सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः
Good. Next.
के ललिता भगिनी
रात्रियुगसहस्रान्ताम् देहोरात्रविदो जनाः
रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तां देहोरात्रविदो जनाः रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तां देहोरात्रविदो जनाः
Good. Next.
शीला शिंदे भगिनी
First line 2 times.
सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः
Good. Next.
शांति बद्री भगिनी
Second line 2 times.
रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तां देहोरात्रविदो जनाः रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तां देहोरात्रविदो जनाः
Good. Next.
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी
Full shloka once.
नमस्ते सर
Namaste.
सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्याद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तां देहोरात्रविदो विदो जनाः
Explain again.
सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः
Okay, good. Next.
शारदा राजन भगिनी
Full shloka once.
सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तां देहोरात्रविदो जनाः
Good. Next.
काश्मीरा भगिनी
Full shloka.
Yes, sir. सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तां देहोरात्रविदो जनाः
Good. Next.
अनुपमा भट्ट भगिनी
सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तां देहोरात्रविदो जनाः
Good. Next.
मृणालिनी गोपालन भगिनी
सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तां देहोरात्रविदो जनाः
Good. Next.
विजयलक्ष्मी भगिनी
सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तां देहोरात्रविदो जनाः
Good. Next. One more person.
लक्ष्मी बीवी भगिनी
सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः रात्रियुगसहस्रान्तां देहोरात्रविदो जनाः
Good. So we'll go to the meaning of the shloka. Earlier, Bhagavan was talking about the Brahma Loka. Even if somebody goes to Brahma Loka, the highest of the heavens, still he has got to get back and get into samsara, and then he'll have his own sanchita karmas based on which he'll be given some prarabdha karma, and he has got to lead a life. And maybe if he has got already used a spiritual life, he'll be leading a spiritual life and go towards Bhagavan. That's what he said. Now, this sloka, now he's going to talk about cosmology. Cosmology is a study of universe. And if you look at our scientists, etc., last 300 years, etc., they were trying to understand the entire universe. Galileo, Platino, all those kinds of people, they have put a lot of things in terms of understanding it. Copernicus, all those things. So whereas this is our Hindus' cosmology, our Sanatana Dharma's cosmology, which has been there for years and years together. So what this particular shloka talks about is that Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Ahaha Yade Brahmano Viduhu. Ahaha means day, Ratri means night. So Ahaha means day. Okay. So now Brahma, for the Brahma, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam, 1000 yugas. 1000 yugas, if it is, you have to understand this as Mahayugas, 1000 Mahayugas make one day for Brahma. Okay. Brahma is a Bhagavan Mahavishnu symbolically. If you look at our entire Hindu mythology, we know that Bhagavan has got Ananta Sayanam. He has got the huge serpent, and the serpent Mahavishnu is lying down. On his navel, he has got the lotus. On the lotus, Brahma is supposed to be seated there. So for the Brahma, it is 1000 yuga. He is going to be one day for him. Sahasra yuga paryantam ahaha yad brahmano viduhu. Please know that. Then Ratri, if you look at night for Brahma, again one more 1000 yugas is the night for Brahma. So when you say night and day for Brahma, you have to understand it from the perspective of human day. If you look at that way, we have got 12 hours night and 12 hours day. So from Janaha, in our, that is the human life, Ahoratra Vidaha, the way that day and nights are there for the human beings, for those kinds of human day and night that you have, 1000 yugas, Mahayugas is one day for Brahma, and 1000 Mahayugas is one night for Brahma. It is a cosmically told that this is the way it is. Next slokas also is going to talk a lot of things about cosmology. So just to understand this yuga, if you look at the yuga that is talked about here is called Mahayuga. Mahayuga has got 4 yugas. One is Kali Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, and what is that? Satya Yuga. Satya Yuga. So you got these 4 yugas are there. If you look at Kali Yuga is 432,000 years. One Kali Yuga is 432 years. Dwapara Yuga is 2 times Kali Yuga. Treta Yuga is 3 times Kali Yuga. And Satya Yuga is 4 times Kali Yuga. So if you look at one Mahayuga consisting of Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali, it is 10 times Kali Yuga, that is 43 lakhs 12,000 years. So 4.3 billion years is supposed to be one Mahayuga. So for Brahma, when he is opening his eyes, when it is a day for him, it is going to be 4.3 million years. So 4.3 million years is supposed to be 1 year for Brahma, and 4.3 million years is one night for Brahma. Okay, that is what is the understanding that we need to have. The understanding as to this shloka is the cosmology of the universe. So Brahma is going to be sitting on the lotus thing, and then when he is going to open his eyes, the entire universe, next shloka we are going to talk about is, when he opens his eyes, the entire universe gets created. All the Jiva Rashis, all the living things, everything, whatever Charachara, everything comes into existence from unmanifest to manifest. Manifestation takes place when Brahma's sitting on the lotus, which comes up to the navel of Mahavishnu, opens his eyes, the entire universe becomes manifest. And when Brahma closes his eye after 4.32 billion years, the entire things goes into pralaya. So initial is creation and then pralaya. Both of them takes place. And what is to be understood is that even this is limited. Though we may talk of 4.3 million years, 8.64 million years is one day for Brahma. Even that, when you look at it from the timeline, it is limited. It is all within some period of time only. Okay. So this is what is the Brahma's life. Brahma's one day. Then you may have to look at what is Brahma's life. Brahma's life is going to be 360 days make 1 year for Brahma, and 100 years of life is for one life of Brahma. And life of Brahma is supposed to be 3.14 trillion years. Okay, 1 trillion is supposed to be 10 to the power of 12. Million is 10 to the power of 6. Billion is 10 to the power of 9. And trillion is 10 to the power of 12. So 3.14 or 3.11 into 10 to the power of 12 years is the life of Brahma. That is what is called one Mahakalpa. I'm just giving you these kinds of our Hinduism based cosmic cosmology, because in Hinduism we know that creation takes place, Laya takes place. Our scientists have discovered Big Bang takes place. Until 20 years back, they also talked about Big Crunch takes place when everything starts getting into resolved. Big Bang and Big Crunch. But now the Big Crunch has been now scientifically they said it is not possible because the universe continuously expands. That is a different kind of theory that's going on. Okay, but this is to understand that our people had a wonderful knowledge about the universe, creation, etc. Even thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, that the universe is cyclic. Actually speaking, the real world also, our scientists have proved that the universe is cyclic. Universe will continue to have creation and dissolution. That's going to be going on in a cycle. That has been proved by our scientists also that Big Bang will take place, and then there's going to be a kind of a collapsing will take place. And then again, after some time, Big Bang will take place, collapse will take place. So scientists are also now telling that there's going to be a cyclicity, there's going to be the universe, and that cyclicity is now talked about by our own Hindu mythology, and our own rishis were able to come out with this understanding some thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. So whatever our people have talked in the Vedas and our things, no, they had a lot of understanding, and that is what is coming out in these kinds of shloka. This has been told to Bhagavan himself in this particular shloka that 1,000 years of human life, 1,000 yuga of human life is one day for Brahma, and 1,000 yugas of human life is one night for Brahma. Okay, then what does it mean? We'll go further. Next.
Gurumurthy Mahodaya.
Avyaktavyaktayaः sarvaः
अव्यक्तात् व्यक्तयः सर्वाः अव्यक्तात् व्यक्तयः सर्वाः
प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे
प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे
अव्यक्ताद्व्यक्तयः सर्वाः
अव्यक्ताव्यक्तयः सर्वाः अव्यक्ताव्यक्तयः सर्वाः
प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे
भगवन्त्यः रागमे प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे
Prabhavanti ahar agame. Aha means day. Aha agame, when day happens. Prabhavanti ahar agame. Prabhavantyah ragame.
प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे.
Correct. Avyaktat vyaktaya sarvaha. Prabhavantyah ragame.
अव्यक्तात् व्यक्तयः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे अव्यक्तात् व्यक्तयः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे.
Next. Somebody is coming. Achana Behini, you were there? Okay, Lalita madam, can you come?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ratyagame prali. 1 second.
Okay. Ratri.
One
Shall
second,
I?
1 second. Yeah. Ratyagame praliyante.
Ratriagame praliyante. Ratriagame praliyante.
Tatraiva vyakta sanjake.
Tatraiva vyakta samnyake. Tatraiva vyakta samnyake.
Ratyagame praliyante. Tatraiva vyakta sanjake.
Ratriagame praliyante. Tatraiva vyakta samnyake. Ratriagame praliyante. Tatraiva vyakta samnyake.
Good. Next. I think Mantra Begini is not there.
Shall I read?
I'll call alphabetically.
May I read it, sir?
I'll go alphabetically, otherwise I'll get confused. Kashmira Bahini. Kashmira
Yes, sir.
Bahini. Yeah. Avyaktat vyaktaya sarvaha prabhavantyah ragame.
अव्यक्ताद्व्यक्तयः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे अव्यक्ताद्व्यक्तयः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे.
Good. Next, Banu Rekha Bahini.
Yes, sir.
Ratyagame praliyante tatraiva vyakta sanjake.
रात्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्रैवाव्यक्तसंज्ञके रात्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्रैवाव्यक्तसंज्ञके.
Manjana Bahini, you were there? No. Next, Sri Lakshmi Bahini.
Yes, sir.
You can change the first line 2 times.
Okay, sir. Avyaktadyvaktayah sarvaha aprabhavantyah ragame avyaktadyvaktayah sarvaha prabhavantyah ragame.
You should, I heard it as Avyakta Vyaktayah. It should be Avyaktad Vyaktayah. Which is
Shall I repeat, sir?
Avyaktad. Yeah. Why I'm telling is Avyaktad means from Avyakta. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Krikshat,
I'll repeat, sir.
Yeah. Avyaktat Vyaktayah Sarvaha Prabhavantyah Ragame.
Avyaktadyvaktayah sarvaha prabhavantyah ragame avyaktadyvaktayah sarvaha prabhavantyah ragame.
Good. Next. Lakshmi Bibi Bahini.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ratyagame praliyante tatraiva vyakta sanjake.
Ratyagame praliyante tatraiva vyakta sanjake Ratyagame praliyante tatraiva vyakta sanjake.
Next, Mrinalini Gopalan Bahini. Full Shloka once.
अव्यक्ताद्व्यक्तयः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे रात्र्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्रैवाव्यक्तसंज्ञके.
Next, Veena Panishri Bahini. Full Shloka once.
Yes, sir. Avyaktadyvaktayah
अव्यक्ताद्व्यक्तयः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे रात्र्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्रैवाव्यक्तसंज्ञके.
Good. Manjana Beni, you are there? No. Next, Rajeshwari Shivashankar, full shloka.
Yes, sir. अव्यक्ताव्यक्तयः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्यः राघवे रात्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्रैव व्यक्तसंज्ञके.
Good. Next, Sai Lakshmi Behini.
अव्यक्ताद्व्यक्तयः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे रात्र्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्त्वैवाव्यक्तसंज्ञके.
Good. Next, Sharada Rajan Behini.
अव्यक्ताद्व्यक्तयः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे रात्र्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्रैव व्यक्तसंज्ञके.
Good.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
Yeah. You take over?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. One more person.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
अव्यक्ताद्व्यक्तयः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे रात्र्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्रैवाव्यक्तसंज्ञके.
Good. So, Ahar Agame, if you look at the first line, it comes as Ahar Agame. Ahaha Agame. Ahaha means day. When the day breaks. When the day breaks for whom? The day breaks for Brahmaji. Or when Brahmaji, who is sitting in the lotus flower of Lord Mahavishnu, when Brahmaji opens his eyes, that is Ahaha Agame. Ahaha, when he just opening his eyes, what happens? Avyaktad Vyaktayaha Sarvaha. All the things that were in unmanifest form, the entire world of things, living and non-living things, everything that was in unmanifest or seed form, Avyaktad Vyaktayaha Sarvaha Prabhavanti. All of them get created. Avyaktad, it's all been unmanifest form. From unmanifest form, everything becomes manifest when Bhagavan Brahmaji opens his eyes. Okay. Then when Brahmaji, Ratri Agame, next line, Ratri Agame, when the night falls, when Brahmaji wants to close his eyes, Ratri Agame, Praliyante. Praliyante means resolves. What happens? Everything gets resolved back into unmanifest form. Whatever was there in manifested forms, all of them will get into unmanifest form. Tatra eva avyakta sanjake. That is what is called unmanifest. So when Brahmaji opens his eyes, the entire creation of things there, that is living as well as the non-living things, everything is created when he is opening his eyes. That's called Shriti. When Brahmaji closes his eyes, the entire thing gets dissolved back or resolved back to him. That is called Laya. So this is called as Shrishti and Laya in our Puranic way. Puranic way, the cosmology. If you look at scientific way also, there is a creation as well as the collapse of the universe is there. Puranic way, this is the way they talk about. When Brahmaji opens his eyes, everything is created. When Bhagavan closes his eyes, everything is resolved back into him. Avyaktad Vyaktayaga Sarvaha Prabhavanti. Ahaha Agame. Ahaha means day, when the day breaks. Ratri Agame, when the night falls. Praliyante resolves. Satrayeva Avyakta Sanjake. That's what is called unmanifest. So this manifest, unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest continues. How does the manifest comes back? Manifest comes back because of their own seed form. Seed form, everything is going to be there. The seed form will contain the entire Sanjita karma of an individual jiva. Supposing if all the jivas are coming back into life, when the Brahmaji is going to open his eyes, then all the jivas, their entire Sanjita karma is the cumulative karma. With that particular karma, they all come back. That is what is the Puranic way. It says that everybody comes back. If you look at that way, the concept of heaven and hell in our religion is totally different than the concept of heaven and hell that is there in the other religions. If you look at so Christianity and all, I should not be talking about other religion. I'm not an authority for that, but just I'm telling you, I can take advantage of talking to this group. If you look at those religions, they say that somebody will go to heaven. They are doing good things, they'll go to heaven. And once they go to heaven, life in heaven is permanent. Okay. So similarly, when somebody goes to hell, he has got to live only a life of hell. That is the way other religions believe. Either they go to heaven and have eternal happiness, or they go to hell and then have eternal distress or problem. But our religion does not talk like that. Our religion says that if the entire lifetime that you are leading, at the end of the lifetime, nobody is going to be 100% doing punyas only. They are going to be doing punyas as well as papas. Nobody is going to be such a kind of Shuddha Atma like Jnani that we are all going to be even thinking bad about somebody is a papa. So we are all having a mixture, big bag, which is mixture of both punyas and papas. Say punyas are going to be in higher level, then you are able to go and then enjoy the fruits of that for some period of time only. Just because a person has got some punya, I have done say 5% less punya than somebody else, that person goes into heaven and lives only in heaven. And I have done a lot of good things, but I have done something less, but my papas were high, so I cannot be living in hell forever. Even a person who has done crime has been given, based on the amount of crime, 1 year imprisonment, 2 year imprisonment, 4 year imprisonment, life imprisonment, based on the amount of things. Again, he is set free. Our religion also believes that way only. There is absolutely no situation where somebody will be only in hell or somebody will be only in heaven. Based on whatever amount of things that they have done, because they have done limited amount of punyas, they will be only having limited amount of experience in heaven. Similarly, a person has got limited amount of papas, his suffering is also going to be only limited. It is not that just because you have done some amount of papa, he is going to be continuously in hell forever. No. Everybody will have only limited amount of time in heaven or hell if the Jivatma has not got realized. That is one thing that is very, very different in our religion. And then logically also is correct. And secondly, if you look at that way, a person cannot escape karma also. A person has done a very, very big crime at the time of his death. He cannot die and go back and then say, okay, this fellow had committed a serious crime. Okay, that fellow has died and done fine. Everything is fine for him. He is taken care of. No. Our universal laws of karma, doctrine of karma says that anybody who has done a karma, the karma phala has got to be experienced by him. It is not that a person can escape the law of karma. Somebody in the last few days before his death, he has done a serious crime, and the crime he has not got a punishment, he has gone scot-free. It doesn't mean that that fellow can go scot-free with kind of whatever crime he has done. No. The karma will again catch up with him. The fellow has got to get Jivatma, he has got to be born either a human being or as any other Atma, and he has got to undergo the tribulations and punishment for whatever he has done. So that is what our karma, law of karma, by our Hindus, Puranas, as well as what Bhagavan says, also tells the same thing. You cannot escape the law of karma. So the karma will catch up with you. The karma will fructify, and the fructification of karma has to be enjoyed or suffered by the individual. Good karmas you will be able to enjoy. Bad karma you have to suffer. You cannot escape. Just because you have got a bag of karma at the time of death, you will be again asked to ensure the fructification of those unfructified karmas. You have got to take a life and then take care of it. And then it takes every life we have so much of new karmas also added. Apart from prarabdha karma with which we come, we also add lot of other karmas. And the unfructified karmas get into a bag called sanchita karma. Sanchita karma is a kind of cumulative karmas yet to be fructified over infinite amount of years, infinite births. You have got so much of sanchita karmas, and those things need to be fructified means you can do only some amount of thing this life. You cannot have all the karmas exhausted in one life itself because you have done so many infinite lives, you have done karmas. So you have to have infinite births to exhaust those kinds of karmas. And if you don't have a proper way of exhausting it, again you have got to be born. That is our karma, universal doctrine of karma. And that is very, very good. If you look at that way, logically, it talks in a very, very big, sensible thing. For example, you look at that way, Bill Gates, okay, has got a lot of money. Okay, the entire money that Bill Gates has got is let us make it an example. The money that he has got is equivalent to the karmas that somebody has got in their bank, which has got to be exhausted. Bill Gates has to exhaust all the money. Okay, the entire amount of money that he has got with him, it has got to be exhausted. So luckily for him, he divorced and then 50% of his money was given to Melinda Gates and then he's gone. Balance 50%, every day he decides to write one check. Okay, $1 million, $1 million, $1 million. It is not possible for him to exhaust the entire $1 million, $1 million by the end of his death. But what happens is that at the end of his particular life, the ownership for the money will not be anymore with him. Right? If you look at that way, at the end of he is not able to exhaust his money. At the end of the life, the ownership for the money is not with him. So the money goes to somebody else, and then he is out of this particular botheration of giving checks. But now, whereas Jivatma is concerned, we cannot get rid of the account of karmas that we have created because the Stula Sarira with the Jivatma will be the one keeping this account. And unless otherwise this Jivatma realizes and knows that it is the Paramatma and then removes the identity with the individual, then only, like the way the Bill Gates dies and then the ownership is shifted, only when the identity is not there with the ego, because of the ego with the Atma, if the identity is removed, then the Atma is freed of the entire karmas. That is the way one has to understand. That's what is also being told. Jnanagni Datta Karmana means that the individual identity, we always feel that we are individual. When you have the individual identity, the individual karmas that has been there for the entire previous births will be to your account only. The individual identity, only when you destroy the individual identity, that I am an individual, I am that ignorance only when that is removed, and then when you understand that I am not the individual, I am the Paramatma, I am the Brahman, then the individuality is gone. When the individuality is gone, all the account that was standing to the individual is also getting disconnected. So we have to understand it very, very clearly that the karmas otherwise will catch up. And if you look at the number of years of life of Brahma, you look at this, it's going to be approximately 8.64 billion years. Brahma is going to be there. 8.64 billion years also people have to be again born and died and born. Pradaya and Laya and Shritti will continue to be there. And we also will continue to have so many births. So if at all we want to come out of this cycle of birth and death, only thing is that we need to ensure that when we have this body itself, we have to go for realization because we don't know next Janma what body we are going to get. If we are not going to get a human body, it is not possible to get ourselves spiritually moving up. We have to ensure that we have a human body and we got a human body. So we have to take advantage of the human body in terms of realizing Bhagavan. Otherwise, we'll have to continue to be in cycle of birth and death. But when we are in spirituality, Bhagavan has assured that next birth also you'll be in the right kind of house so that you can continue in spirituality. But understanding oneself to be Bhagavan without the ignorance that we have, only that is going to make person come out of the cycle of birth and death. Okay. So, if you look at the cosmology of what Bhagavan is telling that, Avyaktad, Vyaktaya Sarvaha Prabhuvadya Aharagame. When Brahma opens his eyes, all the unmanifest things becomes manifest. And when Brahma closes his eyes, all the manifest become unmanifest that go to seed form. Like a mango tree might have fallen, but the seed is there. The seed can grow once the situations are conducive. So the entire jivas, everything that we have, will get into seed form, and then they will again start growing into the same tree. The small seed of a big banyan tree, a very, very small seed, contains the entire banyan tree. It can just start manifesting the huge tree. So everything will get back into seed form or unmanifest form when Brahma goes to sleep. So that is what you need to understand from the cosmic cosmology from Puranic sense and cosmology from the scientific senses. Also, a lot of similarities are there in this. Okay, next.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
Bhutagramassa yevayam
भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूतग्रामस्य एवायं
भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते
भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते
भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते
भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते
Next.
के ललिता भगिनी
रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ
रात्र्यागमे वसः पार्थ रात्र्यागमे वसः पार्थ
Ratriya, actually, the Ra should also be heard. Ratriya, Ratriagame vashah partha.
रात्र्यागमे वसः पार्थ रात्र्यागमे वसः पार्थ
Prabhavatyah ragame.
प्रभवत्यः रागमे प्रभवत्यः रागमे
Ratriagame vashah partha. Prabhavatyah ragame.
रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यः रागमे रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यः रागमे
Good. Next.
साई लक्ष्मी भगिनी
भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते
भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते
Good. Next.
लक्ष्मी बीवी भगिनी
रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यः रागमे
रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यः रागमे रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यः रागमे
Good. Next.
मृणालिनी गोपालन भगिनी
First line 2 times.
आम् भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते
Good. Next.
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय
Second line 2 times.
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय विजयलक्ष्मी भगिनी
रात्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यः रागमे रात्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यः रागमे
Good. Next.
वीणा फानिश्री भगिनी
Full shloka once.
Yes, sir. भूतग्रामस्य एवायां भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यः रागमे
Good. Next.
भानुरेखा भगिनी
भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यः रागमे
Next.
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी
Yes, sir. भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यः रागमे
Good. Next. One more person.
शीला शिंदे भगिनी
भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यः रागमे.
Good. One more person.
Kashmira Bhagini. Kashmira Bhagini. Shanti Badri Bhagini.
भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते रात्र्यार्गमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यः रागमे.
Good. So if you look at this shloka, earlier shloka, he told that Bhagavan told all these things, unmanifest and manifest and manifest and unmanifest, continues to be cycle. It all happens. Creation as well as dissolution, Srishti, Laya, both of them take place. Okay, now we say in this shloka it is told that Sayeva Ayam, it is all like this. Sayeva Ayam. Bhutagramaha, all the living beings, groups of things that we have, animal species, human species, bird species, plant species, everything, all the things, Bhutva, Bhutva, Praliyate, they all continue to get born and they also dissolve. So, Bhutagramam, all these kinds of things, whatever we see, at the time of Srishti, they're all born. Bhutva, Bhutva, means they're all created. And then Ratriagame, in the case of night, once the night of Brahma falls, Praliyate, they all get resolved. Avashaha means absolutely no control. It happens by itself. When you say Vasham means everything is under my own control. I got things under my control. But these things happen without control. It just happens that everything starts created, everything gets manifestation and laya. Both of them happens by itself. So when it becomes day, Prabhavanti Aharagame, it all is manifested when the day of Brahma starts. Again, Kaliyate Ratriya Agame. When the night falls, it all happens. Avashaha, it takes place on its own. There's no control on this. If you look at that way, what does Lord Vishnu do? He's just happily lying on the Sarpa, Maha Anatta. Okay, he's just lying down. Brahmaji is also not doing anything. Brahmaji, what does he do? He does not create anything. He just opens his eyes, everything created. Just closes his eyes, everything gone. So even what Bhagavan says is that it is all not, neither I do it, nor Brahma do it. It's all, when he opens, creation starts, but everything is created because of your own karmas. Your own karmas will ensure that manifestation takes place. Everything is in seed form. It's all going to get again manifested. And then when it falls, everything is going to get unmanifested. So it all will happen. The cyclic universe, it just happens by itself. It's not that Brahma is going to now decide, okay, last time I had so many million species, so much of karma, and then he's going to start, okay, you go there, you go to America, you go to Australia, you become a lion, you become a tiger. No, it all will happen. Avashaha. It just happens. Creation, laya happens by the universal law of dharma. Neither Brahmaji does anything, nor Bhagavan Vishnu, Mahavishnu does anything. Brahmaji only does one thing, he just opens and closes his eyes. That's all. Everything goes on. Okay, we'll close with this shloka and then we'll continue tomorrow. Abrahma bhuvana lokaha punaravartinorjuna mamupetya tu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate sahasrayuga paryantam aharyad brahmano viduhu ratri yuga sahasrantam deho ratra vidho janaha अव्यक्ताद्व्यक्तयः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे रात्र्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्रैवाव्यक्तसंज्ञके भूतग्रामस्य एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यः रागमे. Om पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम।